wherever you're watching us around the world. This is Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onwaka. Many thanks for joining us. The Senate Committee on Judiciary, Human Rights and Legal Matters is expected to present its report today on President Muhammadu Buhari's approval of the payment of $496 million out of the excess crude account for the purchase of military aircraft. The 12 Super Tucano aircraft ordered from the United States will be delivered in 2020. The Senate had earlier resolved to refer the matter to the Committee for Legal Advice when lawyers became divided on it. The panel was given the mandate to investigate the circumstances surrounding the arms deal and whether the president violated the Constitution or not. Inspector General of Police Ibrahim Idris is expected to appear before the Senate today. The IG will be grilled by the lawmakers on the arrest, detention, and hospitalization of Senator Dino Melaye. The Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, a civil rights group, and the Pan-Yoruba social-political group, Afenifere, says the comment of U.S. President Donald Trump on the killings in Nigeria is a wake-up call to President Buhari. President Trump, before a closed-door meeting with President Buhari, described the killings of Christians in Nigeria as a serious problem. Spokesman for CAN, the President, Bayo Oladiji, said the president should address the killings in the country. The Yoruba social cultural group Afenifere also described President Trump's advice to President Buhari as good admonition, noting that it is not only Christians that are being killed. Afenifere spokesman Yinka Odumakin said the president disappointed Nigerians by absolving Fulani headsmen of involvement in the killings, adding that he spoke as the patron of Miyetti Allah, not as the president of Nigeria. The federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to the welfare of Nigerian workforce. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo disclosed this at the 2018 Workers' Day celebration held in Abuja. The Vice President commended the resilience of Nigerian workers and called for their continued support for the success of the present administration.
I thank you for your continued patience, all workers of this nation, and for the great sacrifices that you continue to make to move our nation forward. Nigerian workers are, by any estimation, the most patriotic segment of the population. You are amongst the most committed taxpayers. Your taxes are deducted at source, so there's no question that you pay your taxes. Hence, nobody can deny you the right to interrogate government and how public funds are expended at all times. You remain amongst the few organizations that have risen above primordial sentiments and have gone across tribe, ethnicity, and religion to come together to unite in a common purpose. We believe that the worst is over for Nigeria. Accordingly, we will do everything within our powers to sustain the current economic recovery efforts. We'll continue to reinforce our macroeconomic policies to achieve sustainable economic stability and growth. We'll also continue to ensure that growth comes along with jobs and that there is a just distribution of wealth. This administration has come this far, always counting on the continued support and goodwill of organized labor. I'm confident that together we will achieve our objective of building a united, strong, and prosperous nation.
Minister of Labour and Productivity Chris Ngige also called on the organized labor to assist in the federal government's fight against corruption and other vices plaguing the country.
The leadership of the labor movement is expected at all times to impart frankness to members of the movement. The leadership is expected to constructively engage the government and other employers through social dialogue, which is considered a veritable instrument of negotiation and communication in any sound national industrial relations system. I specifically call on you to join the government of Muhammadu Buhari in this fight against corruption and other ancillary matters. This will be a battle worthwhile, as the output will stand the test of time and majorly contribute to national development.
Addressing the gathering, the president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, Ayuba Waba, said issues such as welfare and protection of workers should be given adequate attention towards addressing the unfavorable policies and increase the minimum wage from 18,000 to 66,500 naira. NLC President Ayuba Waba speaking there. Now, workers have been admonished to get their PVCs to vote out bad government of corruption and impunity. The NLC chairman, Adilekun Idowu, who disclosed this at the Agege Stadium in Lagos, charged leaders to embrace the right values or attributes needed to on good governance. Details in this report.
International Labour Day, also known as Workers' Day and May Day, is celebrated all over the world on May 1st of every year. And the rationale is to promote and encourage workers who invariably use the day to fight for their rights through advocacy in the area of exploitation and indignation. This year's May Day, Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode promised to improve on workers' welfare, while the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Chris Ngige, who was represented, called for better relationship of both parties.
It is on record that we have never, since the inception of this administration, had any dispute with the organized labor, and I'll be the first to admit that the labor unions in Lagos State are the most responsible, and it is a fact that only those who dare to struggle may win. Yet, these agitations and struggles must be focused on realistic and reasonable goals.
The role of labor is pivotal to national development. For the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, and indeed the federal government of Nigeria, the net worth and value of workers cannot be overemphasized, considering that workers constitute the human capital, which is the singular most critical factor in the product chain.
The Nigeria Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress TUC called the governor's attention to affordable housing, reduction of land use charge, and payment of 66,500 naira minimum wage.
His Excellency the Governor of State must be commended for prompt and regular disbursement of salary to workers in Lagos State. The state government is not indebted to our workers. It is our hope and expectation that when the national minimum wage is reviewed upward, it will be embraced and implemented by our digital governor.
We passionately appeal to you to engage the House of Assembly to slow down the increase, especially at this trying economic time. Any increase in the land use charge, especially on the rented apartments, we pass on to tenants who are mostly workers.
The NLC and trade unions' theme is a labor movement in national development, a dare to struggle, a dare to win. Other activists and workers also speak in the same direction.
Government must create an enabling environment. There must be that ambience of security. There must be the cost of education as almost see the roof. Government must ensure that they cushion the effect of the excruciating effect.
66,500 is no controversy. We are all out to get that. We held a public hearing few days ago, precisely last week, at the Alasa Hall there. NLCTC in Lagos State, we are out for that minimum wage.
You will appreciate all the demands of the union. The governor have done that. So the governor respected the government and the government too respected the government. That's why you see peaceful atmosphere in Lagos State for the past 3 years.
Workers from different associations and unions march one after the other in commemoration of the day as the governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode, waved in return.
As Nigerian workers take another march for year 2018, the whole lot of issues have been highlighted, part of which is for the Lagos State government to ensure that the land use chart is being reverted or reduced. They have also called on the Lagos State government to ensure that housing is affordable for an average worker. It remains to be seen how Lagos State government under Governor Akinwumi Ambode make their demands a reality. Until then, I'm Adenike Uweyajimoye reporting for Superscreen.
Meanwhile, the United Labour Congress, ULC, has advocated 96,000 naira minimum wage as against the 66,500 naira minimum wage being demanded by the Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress. Chairman of ULC, Tokunbo Korodo, made the demand known yesterday at the Workers' Day celebration held at the National Stadium, Surulere, Lagos State.
The United Labour Congress, ULC, and their entire administrative council and workers converged at the National Stadium in Surulere to celebrate this year's Workers' Day, and the union wasted no time in making their demands of 96,000 naira minimum wage known.
The inefficiency of the government cannot be placed before the labor or the workers. If our government officials are not knowledgeable enough to have enough wisdom to handle this thing, this is the time for you to rise up and get them replaced.
All we are asking for is that they should let Nigerian workers live the same way, live a decent life, the same way that the average Nigerian lives. We just want to be alive too, like others. And so we are asking for a minimum wage of 96,000 naira, and we hope that the minimum wage, as is being negotiated, action on it will be expedited by next month.
Demand basically now is 96,000 naira. You understand? And we believe so much that with the economic situation of the country today, anything less than 96,000 naira is a no-no. It's a no-no. Because as it is today, what workers are earning is not a living wage.
Superscreen crew was quick to ask them how achievable this demand is, judging from the government's inability to meet the demands of the NLC and the TUC, which is 65,500 naira. And their next line of action if the demands are not granted.
They have all the power. What they all need is willpower, which is lacking in them right now. To cancel privatization, people, electricity will privatize, that will have more light, rather than we now have less light. That then means that no work done.
The problem we have in Nigeria is that it's appropriation of funds. If they know how much a member of National Assembly gain, it can pay 90 workers the salary of one member of National Assembly. All we are saying, without even going deeper into our funds, we can reduce the fund of government earners who virtually do nothing compared to what the worker does, and then pay the Nigerian worker. We can afford it. Undeniably, it's affordable. We're going to stop so many things. We're going to ensure that we don't answer name, or we own the land and somebody else is eating our money. If you look at the emancipation of this country, it's the workers that led to that emancipation, and the political class took over. And up to today, they are not helping the Nigerian workers. The Nigerian workers own this land, not the political class. And therefore, the owners of the land should eat the fruit of the land.
We will continue to fight
We are United Labour Congress
for the increase in minimum wage, because we see that is the only way to reward
in Nigeria
the teeming youth that had opportunity to render service.
So many
we can't continue to work and go home hungry. We are being called lazy youth. Of course, if you are not paid, if you don't pay a worker well, then don't blame him.
With the ULC Workers' Day theme being trade union movements and a quest for a viral economy, these workers march one after the other to celebrate the day. You will recall that the ULC broke out of the Nigeria Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, and today they now celebrate their Workers' Day separately after struggle for supremacy.
Anthony Osaibovu, Superscreen News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the recruitment of 6,000 additional policemen as part of fresh measures to address the nation's security challenges, including the farmers and herdsmen clashes across the country. President Muhammadu Buhari disclosed this in an interview to journalists in Washington, United States. The president revealed that additional security measures are being put in place to check cases of insecurity in Nigeria. He also expressed reservations on the call for the establishment of state police as being advocated by state governors, and saying that Nigerians must abide by constitutional provisions in regards to the matter. The Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, blamed the federal government for the nation's state of insecurity. The governor said Nigeria's state of security is a fallout of political interference on the part of the government. Governor Wike disclosed this when participants of Senior Executive Course 40 of 2018 Study Group 3 from the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, paid him a courtesy visit at the Government House, Port Harcourt.
As a result of political interference, the federal government has laid a foundation for crisis and violence in Rivers State before and during the 2019 election. They brought a professional who was promoted ACP in his expertise in hijacking electoral materials. But this one will cause crisis in this state. Since the police has come out to look, they are handicapped. So we came up with an agency that will complement the efforts of the security agencies. Apart from payment of salaries, federal government and state government pays everything that required logistics, that required funding of vehicles.
In his reaction, leader of the group, Rear Admiral Ayemefule Eluwa, said they are working on solutions to the security challenges befalling the country.
Team approved for Study Group 40 is strengthening internal security and community policing, strengthening internal security framework and community policing in Nigeria. Models, policy options, and strategies. In the classroom, we were discussing and said, yes, that looks like a place that fits the theme of the course. It looks like that state has already gone ahead, not waiting to see all the political issues.
The federal government has banned the production of codeine containing syrup in the country. The Assistant Director of Information, Federal Ministry of Health, Olajide Sodunde, who disclosed this in a statement, said the ban takes immediate effect. Oshun said importers must get the clearance before importing codeine pharmaceutical ingredients for cough preparations. The federal government also directed the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, PCN, and the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to supervise the recall for labeling and audit trailing of all codeine-containing cough syrups in the country. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some business stories. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Superscreen News at 10, and now for some business stories. There was pandemonium at the headquarters of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, on Tuesday following a fire incident at the generator house. The fire was said to have started a few minutes after 6 p.m. and lasted for about 30 minutes before it was put out. Journalists who visited the headquarters of the CBN observed that men of the Federal Fire Services were at the scene to ensure that the fire did not get out of control. Assistant Comptroller FFS Bello Atayi, who spoke with journalists, attributed the fire incident to a technical fault at the generator house. When contacted, the Acting Director, Corporate Communication, CBN, Isaac Okorafo, however, said there was no fire at the Apex Bank. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASEN, have asked the federal government to make it mandatory for international oil companies operating in the countries to build refineries. In his May Day 2018 message, PENGASEN's president, Olabode Johnson, said there should be a legal framework that would compel the IOCs to refine a certain percentage of the crude oil they produce locally. PENGASEN have also commended the 8th National Assembly for passing the first part of the Petroleum Industry Governance Bill, PIGB. The Kebbi government says it has paid over 9 billion naira as pension and gratuities to over 3,500 retired workers in the state. State Governor Atiku Bagudu disclosed this at the May Day 2018 celebration organized by the Nigeria Labour Congress in Birnin Kebbi. Bagudu said from the inception to date, they have made payments to over 3,500 retirees who entitled ranges from 500,000 downwards. The governor assured the organized labor that the government will strive to do more to improve the standard of workers in the state. You're watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take some foreign news and some sports stories. Stay with us.